Dear students, Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I hope everyone would be fine and well. In today's recorded lecture, I'm going to teach you drama and its elements. This topic is included in our course outline, and it is one of the important topics. So you guys must know that what actually drama is and what are the elements of drama. So first of all, let me share my screen with all of you that you can see what I'm going to talk about today. Here is the PPT which I have shared. I hope it will be visible to all of you. As you all know, the name of this course is Introduction to Literature, and the topic which I'm going to teach you today is drama and its elements. Now let's move forward to a first slide, which is drama. The definition of drama. A drama is a literary form or piece of literature which can be performed on a stage along with dialogues and characters in front of audience is called drama. You see better in this definition, you need to focus on few important terms like it's a literary form or a piece of literature because it is related, it belongs to literature, so that's why it can be called a piece of literature. And more importantly, this piece of literature or this literary form can be performed. That means it can be performed, it can be written as well, so it can be performed on a stage. But if you trace the history of drama, then the drama used to be performed live on a stage. And here in today's lecture, I have also mentioned a couple of very important things like when you go through from the history of English literature, then in pre-Anglo-Saxon, the dramas were being told through oral stories. You see whether so that means they were being told through oral stories. Then after that, some advancement came in drama, then they were being performed like silent dramas were there and they used to be performed after silent dramas. Then big change came in drama. Like today we have the modern drama, you see, but today's the dramas are also being written as well. So but the origin belongs to the stage performance. So drama can be performed on stage. More importantly, what can be performed on a stage? It must have dialogues and characters. And these dialogues are used by the characters in front of the audience. In theater, it is called drama. I hope the basic concept of the definition of drama is clear to all of you, and it would help you to the understand the concept of drama. Now let's move forward better. The second heading which I have put in this lecture is background history of drama. Because when you are going to study the drama, then you must know the background history, that how drama was started, and after starting of drama, what kind of changes are made there, and till from the very beginning till today, how drama is transferred into the modern drama. Okay, but so in this way, if you study the history of drama, then you will come to know about these things. So let's start from the background history again. Drama during the time of Celtics. Do you remember that I have taught you pre-Anglo-Saxon period? And when we talk about pre-Anglo-Saxon period, then it is actually based on the Celtic territory, because the Celtics are the native residents of England or Britain. Okay, but so let's start drama from the Celtics perspective. Uh, During the Celtics time, there was the concept of drama, but the term was not given that time. But there was the concept of drama, and they were the dramas or the stories were being told through the oral, known as oral stories. Let me highlight it better. So you see, oral stories. So that means there was the concept of oral stories, and through such stories, the drama was being performed, and the stories were transferred from one generation to another generation, and from elder people of the society to the younger ones. In this way, these stories were being told and the dramas were in shape of oral stories. Then little advancement came in next eras, but through this way the tradition was also safeguarded. Now you see why they used to tell oral stories in order to safeguard their traditions, culture as well. Because in order to save the tradition, they were required to tell their new generation about their own tradition, that what kind of tradition they have, how to follow the tradition, what are the traditional rules. So you see, by following these things, by telling these stories related to their tradition, they were infusing a new energy into the young generation in order to safeguard their tradition. So they were being performed, the dramas or the oral stories were being transferred from one generation to another generation in order to save the tradition as well. Now, another important point here is that they used to tell stories related to war, customs, traditions and gods. Now you see, ये जो oral stories एक generation से दूसरी generations में जो data transfer होती थी, those stories were based on tradition. Those stories were based on war, that how the ancestors fought their war, how they defeated their enemies, what are the customs of their society. If someone has went against the customs of the society, then what kind of punishment that person has got. And if someone would violate the rules, their customs, traditions, and the rules of their society, then what kind of punishment the person is got. And if someone is acting against the gods, then how the person will face the consequences. You see, the stories were like in that way. In this way, they were training stories. There were oral stories, and through the oral stories, the dramas were being performed. I hope the concept of drama in the during the Celtics time is clear to all of you. Now let's move forward. After the Celtics, during then the first era of English literature came known as the Anglo-Saxon period, and we have also studied this period in a class. And I have discussed the Anglo-Saxon period very briefly, and I hope it's clear to all of you. Now let's study Anglo-Saxon period from the perspective of drama. You see, better little bit transformation in the drama came during this time. Like here, they started to form drama known as silent dramas. This is the era in Anglo-Saxon period. The proper dramas are were performed in the streets, and you see, they used to perform dramas, but those dramas were silent in nature, silent in mood. You see, they used to carry a picture. The character, the person is carrying a picture, and he is showing picture to the audience, which is standing in the street, and he just carrying the picture across the stage from one side to another side. The message is being conveyed through the picture, and from the second part, from the second side of the stage, another person takes another picture, and that person is carrying the picture to that end. From that end, second the same person or the second person will come to the with the another picture. You see, एक स्टेज की साइड से तस्वीर लेके दूसरी साइड पे जाना, फिर वहां से बंदा एक तस्वीर लेके उस साइड पे जा रहा है. You see, in this way, there were silent dramas, and they were giving message, or the message of the whole story was being given through the pictures. So that was known as the silent drama during the time of Anglo-Saxon. I hope I'm making sense with that. Now, after that, they also used to perform in the festivals as well. You see, such kind of stories after the silent drama, during the same time, these silent stories used to be performed in festivals as well. Whenever they used to have the festival, whether related to the religious festival, marriage festival, or cultural festival, so they used to perform silent dramas as well. And apart from the drama, they used to tell oral stories as well, like uh, on the table when they are having feast. So during that time, they used to some of one of them used to be a storyteller. So that person used to tell the stories related to war, or the traditions, or the customs, or the society, or the gods, and in order to amuse the audience over there, they used to tell his oral stories in the festivals as well, and they used to perform dramas which were known as the silent drama. Okay, beta. The concept of street performance took place there. You see, If you trace the history of English literature, then you would come to know that for the very first time, street performance came during Anglo-Saxon period. And this is the period in which the street performance took place, and it took place in terms of performing silent drama. Silent drama को perform करने के लिए ही बेटा street performance का start हुआ था वहां पर उन्होंने, क्योंकि उससे पहले हमें कोई एविडेंस नहीं मिलता है कि कोई स्ट्रीट परफॉर्मेंस होती थी, but it was Anglo-Saxon period. During this time they used to gather people in the street, and they used to perform there because there was not a proper stage or proper theater as there, so they used to perform in grounds, in streets, and at such kind of places. I hope I'm making sense. They used to perform dramas on the lives of their heroes, to perform miracles on the battleground. So this was also genre of the drama, like they used to perform dramas on the lives of their heroes. Like if someone did an extraordinary thing on battleground while fighting with enemies, then they used to perform dramas on that, and they used to portray a silent message. आप इस तरह से बेटा देखेंगे कि जिस तरह से उसने बैटल ग्राउंड में कोई मेरिकल किया है, तो in silent drama, they used to come up with the costumes, with swords in their hands, and in that way, they used to portray a silent message that how brave he was, and how he performed miracles, and how he killed enemies, and in this way, he had his side to win the battle. You see, in this way, the silent dramas were being performed on their heroes as well. So I hope I am making sense to all of you. And this time, Anglo-Saxon is quite clear that how the drama was there and how dramas were being performed over there. I hope I'm making sense better. Now let's move further to a next slide, which is drama during the time of Middle English. See, beta, after the Anglo-Saxon, you all know that there was the time of Vikings in 787, if I'm not mistaken, when it was 787 when Viking invades of the Vikings started. And since then till 1066, there was a battle of Hastings. William the Normandy, or the Duke of Normandy, defeated Anglo-Saxons, and from that point, Anglo-Norman age started. It is also known as the Middle English as well. It is also known as the Middle English because in during this era, uh, uh, there are some sub eras as well over there, and we have studied them very well. Like after this era, there was the age of Chaucer as well. So you see better overall, this is also known as the Middle English. So there during this time, when the after the Battle of Hastings, 1066, the Middle English was started, and it was known as the age, the dark age of English literature as well, because no literature was written during this time. So see beta, there were three types of drama were there. Number one was mystery plays, and these plays were written about Bible and its stories. That means in mystery plays, they used to write stories about over Bible, or the story is taken from Bible. Whatever story is being performed in the street or on the stage, that the story was taken from the Bible. That means in mystery plays, they were most of the times they were religious plays. That means they were uh, uh, making dramas or performing dramas on religion only. Not only religion, but there were stories from Bible, other stories as well, but the most of the stories were being performed which were related to the religion. And the second type of drama which came during this time, English, Middle English, was miracle plays. There was a mystery plays, and this is the miracle plays. So in miracle plays, they used to focus on the stories which were related to their saint and their heroes. When like if someone from their society or from their ancestor was a saint and he performed a miracle, So they made a drama on the miracle, on that saint, on the life of saint, and they performed it on the stage. If someone from the society who was hero over there, and he fought very bravely, and he was very dangerous for the enemies, and he did perform miracles in the battle on the battlegrounds. Then they also used to portray the story of their hero on this stage. So you see, in miracle plays, they were focusing on two things: saints and their heroes. Whatever miracles they performed or they did, they portrayed those miracles in their play, and they made a drama, and then they performed it on the stage. I hope कि अब आपको ये समझ में आया होगा. And the third type of drama during this time was morality plays. So see, beta, morality plays. First of all, you must know that what actually morality is. The character's morality is focused in these plays. Like if the person is moral and he has the moral value, then that is appreciated. And at the end of the life, or at the end of drama, or at the end of play, that person will be rewarded. If the person is not moral and he's corrupt and he's evil, then obviously at the end he will face the consequences. So you see, if you do something good, you will get something good. If you do something bad, then you will get something bad. So whatever you do, you will get accordingly. As there is a famous proverb: so as shall you sow, so shall you reap. जैसा बीज बोओगे वैसा आप उसका पाओगे. You see, in that way, there was the morality. That means the plays were being written on the human morality as well. That if someone is not having morality, that person is not human being at all. More importantly, if a society does not follow morality, then that would be the end of the society. If the nation is not following the morality, then that would be the end of the nation as well. So that means morality was the central idea in those dramas, and the morality was considered as most important segment in the society. And they used to say in their stories that if we being a human beings will not follow morality, then obviously we will not be considered as human beings. Then there would be no difference between human beings and animals, because it is only morality which makes us different from the human beings. So you see, the dramas were being written on these three types, and I hope that आपको ये तीनों टाइप समझ में आए होंगे. And let's move forward beta to the next slide, and which is what happened.